The WWC, what the world is watching.
Now.
Yeah, I don't think we have to worry about that. Here's something that was in the mail that was interesting, actually, I wanted to spotlight here. So if you guys see one of these improvements they said, you'll see it added an owner verification step when requesting character account deletion. Once verified and deletion is confirmed, the character account data cannot be restored.
They're full of shit.
What do you mean?
They.
I think
you are telling me.
Go ahead.
You're telling me that when
Yep.
Golden Fighter, I'm pretty sure that's the one, deleted his base for weeks.
Right.
Weeks.
No,
it somehow came back, and
Right.
now they're all of a sudden like, oh, if you delete it, we're not going to be able to get it back. They
Correct.
lie. They lie.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't think these people are fucking around. I think they're doing this on purpose because people were deleting their accounts to make their server score goes down. Notice how I keep trying to tell everybody all these friggin' YouTube videos of people that say they're leaving. They don't go anywhere. They're not going anywhere. They come back. They just want.
You're kidding, right?
They get the clicks and the videos and the views, and then they come right the fuck back. And nobody's leaving. If everybody was leaving, they'd really leave. No, who's left? These people that are on YouTube don't leave. So Golden Fighter deleted his account and he came back. And I think honestly, what happens is they lower their server score, and then once the transfers then come in, they're like, "Oh, good, let me reactivate my account." So just like the spending, they're trying to get around so you can't jack up VIP 18s in the 1900 and 2000s anymore. They're trying to stop this way to get around the rules by people who are jacking up the server scores by deleting their accounts. If they're saying there's a verification, you're gonna lose your shit, and you click that, I honestly believe they'll just take what loss is it to them to take your shit away? What do they care? You already gave them their money. There's nothing off them to lose your account. They don't matter.
I don't know. I mean, that just seems like so scammy to me that anybody would delete their account in order to change their server score and then bring it back.
You realize what game we're playing, right? Like, let's be honest. Like, how many people are using third-party apps that, by the way, have to have bases in this game to actually even have the app work? So, like, I think there are scammies in this game.
I report everyone that I catch with that stuff.
I'm telling you, there's plenty of scammers going around. I'm not saying there's not scammers. What I'm saying is people were constantly deleting their accounts, these stronger people, and if they just take like 3 months off, notice how long somebody like Golden Fighter disappear for a couple months, 3 months. If they disappear for a little bit and their activity level's gone, they can bring their account back. Their whole thing disappears. And I think it jacks up the game. I think it jacks up these server scores. And I don't think, and if you've noticed, like we had Slappy on the other night. Thanks Slap for coming on the show, by the way. It was a great conversation.
We're mad at Slappy right now. We're mad at him right now.
Why are we mad at Slappy now?
Because he posted in the Discord that everyone should DM Doberman because he has a dev link for like free 5K gems.
Oh, oh, that's funny. I mean, come on, it's funny. I do got to get into something. Let me make a note on coming back to that. But I really think I don't think they're messing around with this. There's no reason why they would have to. You act like at this point, a lot of these VIP teams have all this power they can just wield and make changes, do this, that. They can't. If the VIP teams had that much power, then they'd have the spending brought back. Because all of them are pissed off that they can't just build to 180 million squads. So they just would bring that back. They don't have that power. And that's why, that was the funny part about Golden Fighter leaving. Like, oh, I don't have say in the season, they're gonna, I don't like what they're doing. And it's funny to me sometimes when people spend so much money in the game in Last War and they think that gives them the privilege. Somewhere there was a notice that they got that said, hey, when you hit $1 million, you get to control the game. Like somewhere, like people think that happened. There was no promises made for that.
So I took this another way. If
Yes.
Okay, my brain was thinking like, sorry, I totally lost my words because I didn't know how to explain this. If you're the original owner of account, and let's say you decide you want to quit the game,
Yes.
and you give your account to somebody else,
Yep.
and then they decide they want to quit the game, and when they decide they want to quit the game, they go to
Mhm.
delete that account. It
Mhm.
sounds like they can't anymore. It reverts back. You have to
Why?
have the verification.
Why would they delete it?
I don't know, because people are weird.
Yeah, but I'm saying you're going to give your account away. Why would you delete it if you're going to give it away?
No, the person
No,
who
no.
took it. The
He's-
person who took it.
She's saying that
Oh,
if
oh,
you
oh,
were
I
to leave the
gotcha.
game, QB, and you gifted me your account, and I said, you know what, I've had enough. I'm
Yeah.
going to delete this base.
Gotcha.
The game is then saying, like, oh, no, who was the original email this was assigned to? They're the ones that have to permanently delete it.
I don't think so. I think you are the owner. I mean, you own the account at that point. You have the email. The whole thing is turned over to you. Once people buy
I mean, they
account-
would have a fun time. Like, they had a fun time trying to track me down with all my emails. I'd be
Well,
like, which one was that sent
Yeah,
to?
I'm saying like I don't think that's a problem. I think when people sell their accounts, they just pass the email off, and that person owns the account. I don't think they go back. The only thing they know is the email that it's hooked to the account.
Actually, no, that's not true. Because I've had a friend recover an account
Mhm.
that was someone else who quit the game. The
Uh-oh.
account went dormant,
Uh-oh.
and they emailed customer service with the original email, information about purchases, strength, when it was created, and they got the account back from that original email.
Yeah.
So that's where my
That's
mind
crazy.
went, yeah.
Yeah.
But yours
So-
makes way more sense.
I don't know. I
don't know.
I don't know what kind of bullshit they're up to over there, but I can just tell you that I truthfully, I think this is for real. Like, I think that they don't give a shit. I think if you delete your account, I think they're going to give a warning that's going to be like, on the screen, like, type in delete.
Oh, I have one I can delete. I actually have one that I can delete. That'll
Well,
be safe if
well,
I
it
delete it. I'll
hasn't-
test it tonight.
Okay, I was like, you have to update, right? That's tonight's up,
You're blipping there,
right?
Eki.
Mhm.
Yeah.
8/11. It went in. 8/11. It said completed. So
Yeah. So I'll test one tonight to see what the process is.
yeah. So but here's the thing. I think like they could do. There's plenty of different things that do this, and they make you type in stuff like delete or whatever, and then it's officially gone. I just don't think they have any reason to not play games and do it. I'll tell you, that's how they honestly. If we could just go back for a minute to when we started playing this game, right? Because most of us have been playing for what's the days on now?
We're at 2.5 to 3 years, I think, for most people.
I'm at 968 days. All right. So when you go back to originally where this whole game like just completely effed up, okay? They allowed the transfer to begin with of accounts. They allowed the buying of accounts. That's what screwed it up. Hey, Unapp, look who's here. Actually, I'll use Unapp as a perfect example of this. Okay. So, Unapp, is that your original? Oh, I don't want you to get in trouble. Don't tell me. So, you go back to when we first started building accounts, right? And we had my original account. And you started to allow people to sell and transfer accounts. So there's a big difference between me getting my account at what I spent on it when I was in like season 1, season 2, right? Okay, so it's his original account. Perfect example. This will be good. So I bought mine. All right, I bought everything on my account, build it. Now, if I had sold it at that point, and let me tell you guys, back in the day, if you were selling accounts, it was going for friggin' nickels. Like you could on a last war account 2 years ago wasn't worth shit. So you dumped a bunch of money and you were trying to get out. Good luck. Good luck finding somebody to buy your account for a couple $100. And so they would sell it. But think about this: as soon as they buy it, now that person haven't spent thousands of dollars on an account. They've only spent a couple hundred to buy it, right? So now their couple thousand is going to go on top of that couple thousand. And so all it did is it made a bunch of stronger bases around the game. It still does. To this point, it's still happening. All these games are transferring hands. All these games are being built on top of built, on top of builds, on top of builds. Okay? Now, what I'm saying is, if you go back and you just said people couldn't transfer their accounts, right? You couldn't do it, and you had to build from scratch, right? If you'd see a lot of these bases that you see today that are strong, like somebody like Unapp, who's been building from the get-go, there would be a much bigger disparity in this game between like purple level players. You'd have the whales. The whales would exist because most of them have their own account, but most of them do. Some of them are bought. Like the CDF account, allegedly, was purchased. And
What was that?
and somebody bought that.
That was the demon, allegedly.
It just pops
Allegedly.
up. Every time I say the account, it just automatically pops in the voice. I don't do it.
I love that for you. I love that.
So account got bought and purchased and was upped. And there's a lot of people that actually, I can tell you many stories. I'm sure Unapp knows many stories. There's plenty of people that bought accounts, guys, that could not keep up with the accounts. Like they thought, hey, I only have to buy, I spend a few $1,000s. Look, I'm the top player in the game. No, you're the top player right then. If you're not going to keep spending, that account ages and gets old real quick, especially when you were in like season 2 and 3 and they were coming out with all kinds of shit. Oh my God. There were people like on that that were going to blow right by you. So there's people that just got phased out and then their base either like died out or they resold it because they couldn't afford it and they just got out of the game at that point and, blah, blah, blah. But it was this third market sales really lifted up all the power that you see in this game right now. All the 300 millions power and stuff. Man, those aren't the original accounts on a lot of people. They're just resells. And they kind of,
I think
QB18 out. Hey, you made it to the end. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Subscribe and turn on notifications to be notified when our next video drops, and continue the conversation with us over on our Discord. Proud member of Team UXW and Server 118. Congratulations to the team on winning Season 6.
Damn!